So we get ready for game number 2. It is John Cowan on the other side.
Is that your list of rules over there?
We'll see who they decide
rules
to take the draw. And it looks like it's going to be cooking him up against, looks like Nick Christopoulos.
Can you get a sense for who's in Queen City's net, Daniel?
It's the two of us.
Yeah, it is Cale Bowman in the net, so yeah, not surprised that they go for him.
Yeah.
Ride the hot hand.
So buckle in, everybody, because this is going to be a wild ride. Squall and Crowns, two of the biggest rivals in the entire league, as we get ready. Forbes against Christopoulos on the draw. And we are underway. It'll be the Crowns with control first is Zakowicz. Crossing over. The Bowman will send it up over to Joe Marshall. And already physicality picking up as Bearden goes right at the ball carrier. Zakowicz going across over to Brownlow. Here's Marshall, centers up for Forbes. Gains his own. Oh, no, he did not. He was just a step offside.
Just barely. But just 23 seconds in, we're already seeing pace. Oh, yeah. He beat the ball on his own there.
Yeah, he just got pretty much crossed up on the transition. Here's the guy to watch, Nick Cassetta, as he tries to drive it in and look at the speed end. Oh, here we go. As the fireworks are just about starting. As, try to see this, I think that's Brownlow saying, don't touch my goalie.
You guys are a little different down in
Let's take a
Charlotte,
look
boys.
once again. Bowman way out at the top of his crease, and Brownlow saying, nope, get away from him. Cassetta not afraid to get to the dirty areas, and that was something that we noticed. The Surge were not getting in Bowman's face. The Squall clearly have no issues with doing that here.
Yellow's off!
And the Crowns once again go offside. Now, if you think that the Crowns don't like anyone touching Bowman, as I had alluded to earlier, John Cowan really doesn't like it when anyone gets up in his crease, and he will let you know about it.
Well, his team's got a perfect record coming into today. Cowan had a 1.0 goals against, so they seem like they do a pretty good job of protecting him.
Crowns one more time. It is Greco. And a great stick. Here they come the other way. And the shot saved by Bowman off the one-timer from Sam Pulowski.
Go.
Right away, we're seeing the Squall able to connect some passes. That one right across the box. Top of the circles, and again back the other way for the one-timer. And stopped by Bowman. But a good release by Pulowski.
Back up, Yellow.
Pulowski will take the draw. It comes right back to Hooks. Here it comes. He decided on the right side. Gets blocked. Comes back to Hooks and
good on the hand.
Away. Here is. Oh, Cowan's going to get there first. A little too far for Bateman, but otherwise he would have had a break for the net.
Good. Zone's good.
Here's Greco. They gain the zone. Greco trying to get around Hooks. Closes the legs. They battle in the corner. Pulowski moves in, throws the body. Now here's Bateman. Centers up. Shot and a save by Cowan. Back it goes to Fritz. There's close-up shot and a save again by Cowan, and it goes out of play.
Engels got dumped right in the high slot, but already we are seeing action in both directions. Love the stick work by Greco down in the corner too, when Hooks is what appears to be a solid foot taller than him. He still was able to make that play through feet and try to make something happen down in the corner. I think the Squall are showing their speed. This is going to be a tight one.
Hooks is over 6'2". So he is a big stature in front of the shooter. Makes him a good defenseman as they battle along the boards. Centers up, and Chris Young trying to start the transition, got knocked back by Fritz. Now he'll track back to Jacob Ennis, crosses to Reardon, covered by Pinto on the left, right in front of the scorekeeper's table. And the whistle blown because the padding
boys.
on the side of the scorekeeper's table came off. And so for safety reasons, they had to stop play.
Oh yeah, right there. You don't see that every day. But hey, that's why that foam padding is there.
Yeah, Jess asked the Canadians about a game against the Boston Bruins, why that's such a case.
Coming on you.
As it comes back over to Brownlow and now crosses to Prussia. They're being pressured. Almost has something ready for Kevin Ebner. Ebner trying to get around that double team, just like we've been seeing in the previous game. Prussia trying to stretch it, was looking for Fritz a little too far away, and it's an icing against the Crowns.
Just barely out of his reach. Unfortunately, Fritz, even though he was the first one on it, didn't matter. When that's the automatic icing, it's going to come all the way back with 7:18 here in a scoreless first period.
And what we've been saying that already, we're not even 3 minutes into the game, and it's a high-intensity game. You can see the fire in the eyes of both teams. It comes right back to Brian Hooks, will backhand it up. Was looking for Patrick Barbado. Comes back to Christopoulos. Comes around the boards to Nick Cassetta. Cassetta back around again. Giving away to Losey behind the net. It's the wall. Barbado centers up and had a one-timer for Christopoulos, but misfired. Pinto the other way for the Crowns is all alone as this team is in the middle of the change.
3, 4.
Going back behind the net.
All right, we good.
And it is Pavel Pelka. And gave it away. Forbes with the shot saved by Cowan. Stock with a wide angle shot, glove down by Cowan.
Like to see that here early. Again, taking those chances from outside, but the support from the other wingers getting on net. Now, was Stock's second opportunity from a weak angle? Yes, but they still got that second opportunity. And even just getting in Cowan's head that making the one save isn't always enough, I think is huge.
The Squall still trying to support their goaltender. And that's going to be a big theme for this entire day as another icing against the Crowns. They've been taking a lot of those today.
Yeah, we have seen a lot of that. And this one is going to send it all the way back. It didn't cost them against the Surge, but this is a different team. So an offensive zone faceoff win here by Pulaski could spell danger for the Crowns.
And they set up Jacob Ennis and BJ Goodwin in the slot. Goodwin has been really growing as a shooter as a shot goes wide from Tyler Reed Southern. And a great catch on the bench by Ingles as that went into the bench. Well, we talk about Jack Ingles being talented. There's another way.
There's a lot of action going on at the benches right now. Padding's falling off. Ball's going into the benches.
Hold on. Yellow, back up.
Polowski takes a draw, and he'll win it for the Squall. Back to Ennis. Tries to wrist one through the feed, but gets blocked. Now chipping forward. It's Benny Thompson, but it's cut off by Ennis. Polowski tries to push in, but blocked by Zakovitz. Good poke check from Reardon. Maybe a chance for Polowski with Greco on the inside, and good steal by Josh Greco. We talk about him being one of the most clutch players in the league, and now he has a chance. Shot wide of the net from Cooking.
Hit the net.
If you remember, Greco scored the championship winners in both the divisional and the Milet Cup finals. Back to Brian Hooks.
Zone's good.
Over to Kevin Ebner. Tries to shot, gets blocked. Forbes stretches up. Brian Hooks.
Good.
For the Squall, waits for team tag. Right with the shot wide of the net and almost caught Bowman off guard. Off the boards and back to Bowman, who will stop play right there.
This is clearly a different game than what the Crowns had to deal with in their previous affair, but they're standing tall, and Bowman showing no rust whatsoever here in the early going.
Well, he is the MVP for good reason, making the clutch saves at any situation. Here's Cookingham. Will play it into the left corner. Will chip it up to Joe Marshall. Back behind the net. Tied up with Ryan Wright. And now shot. It goes wide from Ingles. Cookingham on the half-end boards. Now will try to chip it in off of Hooks. Kept in for the Crowns. And the slot pushed off by Hooks. And is Kevin Ebner for the Squall. Transitioning through you.
Zone's good.
Rushed to the outside by Prussia. And tries to set it up. One timer high in the net. Oh boy. Chris Young had an opening and the stick failed him. Comes back over to Jacob Ennis, getting tied up, takes a push from Cookingham, and now gives it away to Ryan Prussia. Stretch over to Losey on the right. Losey again, pressure by Reardon. Losey behind the net, and a shot in that save by Cowan on the wide angle. And will be cleared out. Will this be icing? No, they beat it. We mentioned earlier, speed is a big thing in the Carolina division, and that's the second time we've seen someone beat an icing today. Now, Ennis and Bateman get tied up with each other as they both battle for the ball. Ennis with control. Off the right, Christopoulos.
Good.
Gains the zone. We'll just throw one off the boards. Maybe a chance. Shot! It is covered up by Bowman as everyone piles on.
There's no question Bowman is being put to the test here as he lays out to cover that one. We'll take a look at it again. Right in front. Excellent work by his defenders, though, helping out, getting sticks involved and engaged. He's not being forced to do it on his own. Barbato was right there, but the D, along with Bowman, keep it out.
Pavel Pelka. Trying to push it up and cleared away by Cassetta. He'll go off for the change. Zakowicz centers to Tremaine, given away to Christopoulos. Christopoulos waiting at the center point. He'll take the shot, tipped wide. Moving is Fritz. Back to Christopoulos at the point. Pushing it down to the left circle, knocked away. Here comes Forbes and over to Fritz on the left wing if he has room. And just got double teamed by Goodwin and Hooks. Back to the right corner one more time, and now back to Hooks behind his net as we approach 2.5 remaining in the first period. Back around the boards. And blocked by Pinto. Fritz tries to push it back in the corner, and Pelka forced to reset. Squall suddenly having trouble transitioning, but they get it this time as it goes off the stick of Southern. Back in the left corner, BJ Goodwin. Goodwin back behind the net, lifts up in the air. Everybody looking for it. Goodwin sees it, but can't get a shot. Back in the corner one more time. Zakowicz will take it back to the left corner for Cernas. Fritz. But compared to last season, Fritz has gotten a lot more rink time. And now here's a chance for the Crowns. Here's Greco going left. Forbes with a shot. He scored! I think that got tipped. We'll take a look at it again. But what a goal coming from Forbes. And we'll see if Greco got a tip.
Tip? Donald, tip?
They're discussing it right now, but there's the pass. They're saying no, Greco's just going to get the helper, and it's going to be Forbes' goal. Well, we've been talking about it all day. I mean, here you see the view from the goalie's perspective. That traffic has got to be involved, whether he gets in his eyes or not. There you see it again. He's coming right across as that ball comes in. Huge opportunity, but that play doesn't happen without Greco's pass and then driving the net. Tremendous opportunity.
So good,
gets converted, and Forbes makes it 1-0.
You know, when I look at that replay, I may need to have another look. I wonder if that actually went off the stick of Cowan. That may have been what I was seeing. But as it goes to the right corner, as Reardon lifts it into the scorekeeper's table, and we'll have a face-off.
That one just up in the net. Sounds like in the booth, our director is taking a look at it to see if you are right, Daniel.
Yeah, because from my angle, it looked like the shot deflected to top shelf. That's what it looked like from my perspective. We'll try to get confirmation of that. In the meantime, Brownlow just beats out Chris Young behind the net. As the Crowns have gotten a lot more and they're tied up with the stick of the shot. Where is it? In front of the net. Cleared away. Ebner with a shot saved by Bowman. Centering pass. The Crowns have been looking for a lead over the Squall for quite a while. The shot and a save by Bowman. As we approach 35 seconds left, goes back into the corner. Ebner gets pushed off the ball. Stretch pass off the stick. Reardon trying to beat off Cookingham. It comes to the stick of Cowan, who will push it into the corner. Reardon goes around the boards. 20 seconds left. Ebner just gets around Prussia, but it will be an icing against the Squall.
So we did get word from our director in the booth, Daniel. It was a good look of yours, but Justin's got the ability to go through those slow motion replays and multiple camera angles, and he said, nope, beat him clean. There was no touch there on anybody. Forbes' shot just beat him clean.
Oh, that is interesting. Just the illusion of that, it just looks like it rises up to the top shelf. That's got to be a pinpoint shot for it to be like that, as that comes all the way back for icing.
And it sounds like that was the case. Just a great laser by Forbes.
So 13.4 seconds left. And actually, they may have a delay because there may be an issue with the clock. Because the clock was running an extra second, so they're trying to get that fixed. So they're trying to get the clock issue fixed, and we'll be back to playing. Losey wins that one as it goes back behind the net. Reardon trying to push him off the ball. They do. They clear out. Look out here. That was coming right toward me with 1 second left, and I think they call it a high stick.
We have a lot of our crew that are often in the line of fire. Let's see if we can get the review. And there it comes right in your living room. Off the stick.
Yeah, I swear. I thought it was coming right at me, but are not meant to be accurate. They're meant to be hard and fast. But to it to be perfect like that, everything has to go right. As we get ready for period number 2, it is still anyone's game, and a really exciting one. We just about had everything here. The only thing we've not had is any penalties. And it's really for the best. That's what we've been looking for.
Nice play.
As Nick Cassetta throws it to the right corner. It will be picked off by Cernus. Pelka sends it back in for the Squall. There's a wide angle shot. It almost has something for Nick Cassetta, who was waiting for a tip in. But he got interrupted. And you can see Brownlow putting the body on. Now here's Christopoulos going across. Good block. Comes back. Brian Hooks sets it back over to Pelka. Sends it back around. Down for Patrick Barbado in the corner. Again pushed. Christopoulos escapes. Shot gets blocked. Christopoulos goes behind the net. You see Cassetta sprawling on the ground. Recovers Barbado again. Stolen away by Losey. Good poke check from Pelka. but they clear the zone. Brian Hooks trying to keep Jim Bateman to the outside, and Cowan throws it back into the corner. Hooks will wait for his team to set up, and now goes up to Barbado, who will chip it back in, and the Squall will go off for a full change. Meantime, the Crowns back on the attack.
Short.
Here's Fritz, covered by Hooks to the outside, and off the safety screen, staying in play, and now it comes back to the opposite corner. Pinto will get there in front of Brian Hooks, trying to center around, and comes right back to him to the circle, tries a shot, goes wide of the net. Back to Greco, wrist one on, tipped, and a pinball action, they score! Ethan Pinto makes it 2-0 for the Crowns off some pinball action.
Daniel, I hate to say it
28,
again. I don't want to
61,
sound
19.
like the broken record here, but
Yeah, I got
come
61
on. It's the traffic. Once again, you get bodies in front. There's the play initially started by who else but Josh Greco. And yeah, you've got 2 white jerseys down there, but you've got 2 yellow. They bang that one home, and they double their lead.
Yeah, that is something that I love to have happen. Create chaos in the slot, make it unpredictable. As it comes back, intended for right, but moving in is Reardon, tries the shot, gets blocked. Intended clear by Greco, and goes to Forbes. Now Greco with speed, trying to make it a 2-on-1. Another chance, great block by Ennis. Now trying to get some assistance, back to Forbes, shot, and saved. Rebound goes wide of the net. Another pass gets blocked by Reardon. Back to the line, can they hold it? No, they can't, comes out of the zone. They'll leave it for Fritz, and Pinto will go off with the change. 2.5 gone in the second period as the Crowns extend their lead to 2. But it comes all the way back, and an icing against the Crowns.
More and more pressure from Queen City as they continue to build on the lead. The Squall, they don't want to find themselves in the same
You guys can
position
send
that
another
the
one,
Surge
but
were
the 4 that are here
at
got to
this
stay. You guys
point
don't have
in
a
the
penalty.
game.
All right.
Now, with that being said, if the Crowns do hold this score, this will send waves in the division. This will put into question what the playoffs will be like, because this will give them that boost. They've already won 2 games today, and they're looking to win their 3rd, which will put them on a winning streak, and not to mention take down an undefeated team as it comes back. And maybe a chance, and almost has some for Ebner, but just wasn't quite ready. Goes back and over to Fritz. 2-on-2, good block by Ennis, but it's back to Fritz. He'll try a shot, blocker save. Ennis with control, and he'll clear away. Oh, no, he didn't. And shot, he scores!
61-13.
The defensive zone turnover, and Brandon Fritz buries it 3-0.
61 from 13.
And here we go. They're
61-13.
pouring it on. Let's take a look. Daniel, what is it? It's traffic again. Getting bodies down low. And that is a rough angle there. You see, he's got it on his backhand. Look how far out he is. Is able to elevate that over Cowan's leg and deposits it for the 3rd goal of this game. All Crowns.
And just by the looks of their record, you wouldn't know the difference. The Crowns have definitely been playing their best hockey all season long, as it is blocked with the shot, and is Ingles with control. The Crowns with a 3-goal lead, a very familiar territory for them today. Brian Hooks back behind the net. They'll send it around and over to Barbado. Barbado trying to throw it, but he's misfired. And that was something I had on the analysis. As a shot in the save of Bowman, it stretches the leg. In the previous meetup, that was one of the things I had in my analysis, is that they were misfiring shots a lot. Shot from Kostopoulos gets blocked. Stock attempting to clear, Gets tied up with Reardon, and back it goes to Prussia. Attempt to clear. Stock attempts to clear again. Gets blocked by Reardon. Another clearing attempt. Still can't get it out. Well, the Squall's forecheck is getting to work. He goes down. Penalty coming up against the Crowns. And that is something that will try to swing things in the right direction for the Squall, as they will get our first power play of the game.
26, holding.
Now look. And there it is right there. Right hand came across. Player really had nowhere to go. Actually, it's both hands. It looks, see again. Yeah, just had him wrapped up completely. So he's going to sit for 90 seconds. But that's not necessarily a good thing. They've already got a short-hander and an otherwise perfect penalty kill so far today.
Drew Cernis is the one that will sit in the sin bin with 5:25 left on the second period. Attempt to clear. Good stick by Southern. Now crosses to Reardon. Down to Pulowski. Waiting for it, and now goes back to Reardon at the point. Reardon now back to Pulowski again. He'll try a shot. Blocker save by Bowman. Pulowski again. Now it goes back to the point. Reardon waiting. Now back to Pulowski again. He'll try to slap one on. Good block by Greco. They'll try one more time. And a toe save by Bowman. That was through a screen, and it looked like, oh my goodness, a risky play. And now they turn into an opportunity for the Crowns. Shot wide of the net. Losey in the left corner. Now Pulowski moves in. They'll regain control. Christopoulos crossing over, and now back to Christopoulos. Now getting pressured again. As they collide, he's looking for a call.
What?
Nothing from the refs as we continue on. Pick up Ennis, rushing in as Greco, but Southern spins off of it. Southern takes around a couple of times, and now goes across to Ennis. Ennis taps one down to Christopoulos. Christopoulos back to Ennis at the boards. Penalty is over. Shot. And look out at the box. Pulowski in a race and crashes into his own goalie. Oh no! But they get away. Well, that was certainly a mess, but they cleaned it up. As Southern trying to restart their attack, and he goes down, and equipment goes flying. Nothing called. Now Southern shot blocked.
You got to play it.
Back behind the net, Reich
You've got to play it.
goes down, centers up for Southern. A shot and another block penalty coming up. There's equipment going around, and Southern
27
looks
cross-checking.
like he's in pain as he's dropped his gloves and his stick, but they will go on the power play.
Yeah.
Well, that was a strange sequence of events. Let's see if we can
27
make sense of it.
cross-checking.
They're
27
going to call this
cross-checking.
one against
27 yellow
Marshall
cross-checking.
right there along the left arm of Southern. His stick and glove go flying.
Lumber to the back is a cross-check.
Same thing happened down there.
I'm telling you, that
Perhaps
is
to
a
the back,
cross-check. Did Southern sell that a little bit to make sure that it got called? Yeah, he did. That is a good call, but Southern lost his glove a little easy
Keep it to
there.
yourself, two hooks.
He'd already lost it earlier in the play.
You want to watch it? You want to watch
put
your
it
language?
back on.
Okay.
It wasn't back on all the way. Again, the cross-check was a legit cross-check. There's no question there. Southern didn't need to lose his glove to sell it, though. Nonetheless, power play for the Squall here.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at Southern right now. He's holding his right wrist, so I wouldn't be so sure about you saying that he went down easy, but we'll see. Here's Christopoulos, a shot, rebound attempt, and can't get through. And another stick goes flying. Pelka down low. Back to Pelka again, now to Hooks. Hooks will try a wrist shot off a glove, and the Crowns get it out of the zone. As Cowan will just throw one up over to Barbado. Gains the zone. but immediately gives it right back up and down into the corner halfway through the power play. Picked up by Pelka. Back it goes. Pelka again crosses to Reardon. Settles it down. Now back to Pelka. Going right to Christopoulos on the point. Tried to center up for Reich, but got intercepted by Cernan. 30 seconds left, as that was about the fourth clear by the Crowns. Christopoulos on the left wing. Lost the ball for a minute. Tries to toss one up and could not get a shot on net as that landed right in front of Bowman. 15 seconds left. Time for one more rush. They tag up. Here's Cassetta. Ennis across to Reardon. One more time. Ennis with a crowded slot. Shot gets blocked. Comes out. And out of the box is Losey. Breakaway. Backhand. Already missed the net. Did not come off at the correct angle shot. He scores anyway. Frank Losey from the point. And it's 4-0.
And this game is getting away from the Squall here in the second period. Gets it all the way to the top of the circle and just takes the shot. I'm not even sure how much. Well, it's hard to tell from this angle. There were three bodies between Losey and the goal. I'm just not sure what Cohen could see there. Just beats him on that right-hand side, and it's 4-0.
Well, what really boosted that was that it came just as the penalty had expired. He had gone for the breakaway. He misfired on the shot, but he recovered and got the support from his teammates to set that one up. Young plays it back. Ryan Reich going across. Drop to Ennis. Play all the boards. Young again centers up. No one available. Bateman attempted to clear, and he will. 2-on-2 along with Ingles. Hitting the brakes, trying to get around hooks, and off of Ingles. Lost control and over to Jacob Ennis. 35 seconds left in the second. A penalty is coming up against the Crowns. And they're going to send it down. Well, this is interesting. There's an icing, but a penalty against the Crowns.
What a wild second period this has turned into. I mean, this seems pretty much exactly how the Crowns drew it up.
Well, it's actually no power play. Two players going off. It
you got
is
posted down there.
Thompson
down
for
here.
the Crowns and Ryan Reich for the Squall. So we are going to play 4-on-4.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
two
right in
penalties.
front of the net. It's both
No,
players battling in
5-on-5.
front of the
He
net.
took both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they just are not
Yeah,
paying
we'll get the
attention
board
to the ball
right.
whatsoever.
5-on-5, icing's the call.
Thompson and Reich, it looks
Yeah,
like
5-on-5.
they were just jousting with each other. So you hear the official, they're staying 5-on-5. But this is exactly what the Crowns
5-on-5,
want to do. They're
icing's the call.
playing physical. They're not worried about the consequences, and they're showing the other team that they can just kind of push them around. And it's working. 4-0 here late in the second.
And yeah, we are going to still be 5-on-5. So both of them are going to be sitting the 90 seconds plus the next whistle. And great shot from Cassetta. 2 shots and a save from Bowman.
Zone's good.
17 seconds left. Pelka down low. Cassetta. Turnaround shot. Saved by Bowman. And cleared. But because we're even, it is going to be icing.
Bowman continuing to stand tall. The Squall looking for something.
Okay.
And the problem is the Crowns have just been so opportunistic. These last couple of plays are just beating them. It's not huge pressure or anything like that. It's just bad breaks. And they're costing the Squall almost every time.
Well, this is interesting. The Squall have pulled Cowan from the net with 5 seconds left. They're going to roll the dice here. So 6-on-5. And it's back to the point. Quick shot. And No, did not beat him. It went wide of the net anyway. But have a minute of penalty time for both Reich and Thompson. And the Squall in a position they've never been in all season long, behind 4-0 with 10 minutes left, and their undefeated season is in jeopardy.
For nothing coming into the third is indeed an unusual position for a team that coming into today's action had only given up 5 goals total in their first 6 games.
And so the Squall are really going to have to push if they want to keep that intact. In any case, they will be the #1 seed in Carolina no matter what happens. But they want to end with an undefeated season. As Reardon
boys, that's even, that's even.
Comes out of the zone. It's been a big theme. Bodies have been flying all over the place as we've been expecting from this game. 2 of the biggest rivals in the NBHL. Here's Southern going across. Went off a stick, but does find Christopoulos. Draws it back to Ennis. And now he'll just throw it to the right. And, oh, they are going to call icing.
I'm hearing players disagree. I didn't get a good enough look, but they are going to call it, and you hear the official. They were behind the line, so sure enough, it'll come back.
Especially it does not sit well with the Squall as it goes back in their defensive zone. It's Ingles and Christopoulos in the draw. Christopoulos wins it. Goes over to Ennis.
Play ball.
And pinned up on the boards by Ingles. There's been a lot more aggressive play by him. And I was talking, one name I have not mentioned, Eric Levine is absent from the lineup.
That was off. Good.
Because I really wanted to see how his aggressiveness has really become a thing this season as they come right in front of the Squall bench. Eagles trying to push over, but it's pushed right back over to Christopoulos. Good play by Cernas to hold the zone. Comes back over to Prussia. A minute and a half gone in the third period. Crowns with a 4-0 lead. Back behind the net. Losey tries to go across, turnover, and almost had Pulowski. Seems like Squall trying to look for anything to work. This has not been their game. After having a very successful season, here's Pulowski with a shot, and that one just caught the glove of Cale Bowman. Back behind the net, Cernas. Pressure by Pulowski. Expect the Squall to step up from this point out. Comes back to the point. Goodwin tries to chip one in. It comes back. Goodwin again throws another shot off a body and into the corner. Here's BJ Goodwin trying to knock off Pinto from the ball. Back to Hooks. He'll rip one and off his own player. At the pregame, I had mentioned that he has one of the hardest shots in Raleigh as they collide in front of the Squall bench. Back over to Pulowski. Still waiting to gain the zone. He'll just throw it on net, and Bowman with the save. And the penalties had expired, but Reich and Thompson are still in the box because they have to wait for the next whistle.
Lights off.
And it clears down the floor. Now it's between Pinto and Ennis. Jacob Ennis with control. His own corner, plays off the boards. And trying to go for Kevin Ebner. It gets thrown right back, and Ennis has to restart. And stretches up, and it's an icing against the Squall. But they do get their players back from the penalties.
Just more of the same that we've seen from Queen City so far today. 4-0, and their bench is even telling them to slow down. I'm sitting there going, you've got less than 7 minutes left. Unless you're looking to avoid injuries, which maybe they are, I don't think they need to adjust anything. They are firmly in the driver's seat.
As the Squall maybe a chance here. Here's Reich with a shot and a save by Bowman. Young back in the corner, centers up. Maybe outside. He scores! Kevin Edner breaks the shutout and it's the first step back.
Well, they get one. We'll see if it's too little, too late. Gets right up to the hash marks, takes the shot, gets it in front. And there's Ebner parked the top of the crease. And that one just hits in that far post. And they make a game of it here.
Oh, look how dangerous pass turnover and they score!
47 on assisted.
Defensive turnover and the crowds get it right back.
Maybe I spoke too soon. There's a turnover in the high slot and immediately ends up in the back of the net. And that can be a backbreaker. See it again from the net cam. Oh, look at that. All kinds of time. Picks the far side and beats them blocker.
Oh, Reardon is going to be knocking himself for quite a while. It's going to be back in the corner. It's now the Squall have to start all over. Here's Greco trying to split the D. Drops back and taken away by Cassetta. Goes back. Here's Cassetta again. He has the stick handle. His shot. Yankee down. Danny saved by Bowman. We play on. He's still yet to recover. And now the net is knocked off. Oh, and we're going to have a penalty delay of game against the Crowns for knocking the net off.
Let's see. That was something. Honestly, it seemed like Bowman couldn't believe it. Stretching out. Here we go. Take a look at it in slow motion. Sweeping across. Gets his feet up in the air. He's down and out. I think he thinks that it's in. That's why he's slow to recover. Now he's looking over his shoulder and he realizes that the play's still going on. Eventually, he's handed his paddle back. I didn't actually see the net get dislodged. But it sounds like...
All right.
Yeah, it was
they are
well
going to blame
after
the D.
that. Yeah, it was way after that save. But yeah, someone from the Crowns saw Bowman in trouble and thought the best thing to do was take a penalty, and it's Josh Greco. Now the interesting thing is, had that been in the crease, it would have been a penalty shot. Here's a shot and a save by Bowman. He goes down, and he gets some help from Tremaine as he clears. Halfway through the game, with 53 seconds left on the penalty, goes left to Southern. Southern waits and now crosses. Ennis goes across, shot for Christopoulos, the save, rebound, then take away. Where is it? Comes out. Back to the point. Bowman still down. Goes across. Here's Ennis. Centers. Shot goes high for Cassetta. Taken away. Back he goes and out it goes in a frantic sequence.
It's off. Good.
Here's Ennis. At the point, 20 seconds left on the penalty. Goes across. Down to Barbado. Reich in the corner. There's a shot. Saved by Bowman. Up the shot from Pulaski. 5 seconds left. Do they have enough time to set one more up? He's going to try to take it himself. Goes across. Penalty over. Greco's back on the floor. Back to Barbado. Sends it down low. Turnaround shot for Pulaski. It's blocked by Brownlow. Here's Ennis. Shot. Stopped in traffic. Less than 4 minutes left in the period and in regulation as they try to swat it out and no whistle as Bowman looks like he's shaken up.
Once again, cementing themselves as the team, at least of the day. The Crowns hang on as Bowman does look like he's into some discomfort. They see Forbes is calling someone over. He's slow to get up.
Uh-oh, that's...
And
uh-oh.
Yeah, he's coming off. Bowman is coming off.
Oh, that is huge. If it's an injury, that's going to be a big blow. That means Danny McMahon is going to come into the game as the backup goalie. So that is going to be a big blow to the Crowns.
Yeah. McMahon's going to come. There you see director Justin Coat is reviewing the footage to see if we've got anything. Thanks, Justin. We will see if we get anything there, but man, Daniel, that last little bit from the Squall, I know it was a power play, but it makes me go, where was that team? Because they looked phenomenal in that leading up to it. And there you see, McMahon is in net.
And the Squall have just sent the message. Their exact words, pepper this guy. So you know what they're aiming to do. They are going to be throwing everything at the net, and you especially need to do it being 4 down. Here's Ebner. Goes into the corner. They body up. Goes to right. Shot. Goes wide of the net. Now here's the interesting thing. McMahon has played the first game of the day. Are they going to have a cold goalie on their hands with 3 minutes left? Is it even going to be an issue? There's a shot wide of the net, and Cowan decides to play. That's interesting as Hooks plays it around. Greco from the high slot collides with Ryan Reich.
Boys, move.
Still on top of each other. They walk away, but whistle down as it will be coming back.
Don't be lying.
Physicality continues to build. We do have a brief update on Bowman. Still not sure precisely what the injury was, but we did get confirmation from our replays in the booth that he was fighting something and he was in pain pretty much that entire sequence. So amazing that he was able to keep it out in spite of clearly being injured early on that play. So again, Cale Bowman is out, presumably for the rest of the game, being replaced by Danny McMahon. We'll see if we can get any other updates later on. Back to you, Daniel.
Yeah, we'll certainly try to get an answer. In the meantime, McMahon makes his first save of the game as the Squall, as you heard, they're trying to throw everything at the net. 2:37 remaining in regulation.
We're seeing the push from the Squall, but I just don't know there's
quick
enough
shot
time
wide
here.
of the net through traffic. As it comes out
No
of the
ice.
zone, and here comes Southern being chased by Fritz. They've got to move quickly. Sends up the boards over to Cassetta. Knocked
Goes
away
off.
by Sturnus. He'll send it up for Ingles.
Good.
Knocked away. Here's Cassetta the other way. Trying to split the D. He does, but ran out of time. Christopoulos centers to Ennis. Shot saved by McMahon.
Great solid stop by McMahon coming in relief. 2:07 left to go in the third, and the Crowns commanding this one 5-1.
So this will be a good discussion after the game as to where these teams stand as we enter the playoff picture. As Christopoulos takes the draw one more time, and he'll lose it to Losey. Losey attempting to clear, gets pestered along the boards, picked up, and Losey trying to get through, but it'll be Reardon with control over to Jacob Ennis. Sent up. Southern going right to Nick Cassetta. Cassetta on the right wing, driving the net, goes wide. 1:45 left, drops it back. Shot gets blocked, and the Crowns back the other way. and taken down. Penalty coming up against the Squall.
They hug it out, but it doesn't matter. This one's pretty much academic. There you see Casetta fully understanding. He gave the nice shoulder pat to Losey. And Casetta is going to sit for pretty much the rest of his team's regular season here. And it looks like it's not going to end the way they planned. The perfect season is not going to come together. Look for these teams to meet up again in the playoffs in 2 weeks. Buck 35 up on the clock here in the third period with the Crowns leading 5-1.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did meet again in the playoffs, and if so, watch out. Here's Forbes crossing over. Greco thinks about it, crosses over. One-timer goes high at the net. Marshall trying to settle it down. Greco holds the line. So the Crowns will be on the power play for the rest of the period. They score!
49-19.
Zakowicz catches iron, and the exclamation point makes it 6-1.
Let's see it again. But come on, who else with the assist? It's Greco's third on a phenomenally executed power play. Look at that pass all alone. Bottom of the circle, and he picks the corner just over Cowan's glove, off the pipe and in the back of the net for a power play goal
guys.
to make this one 6-1.
And we have another penalty coming up, believe it or not, as it goes into the corner. It's going to go against the Squall. And now the whistle, and see who they're going to get this time. It's a slashing call. And they're going to catch B.J. Goodwin.
This one's all over but the shouting. The Queen City Crowns spoil the Squall's perfect season, give themselves a perfect final day. What a huge performance by Queen City, the defending champs standing tall and making a statement heading into the playoffs.
With less than a minute remaining, Cernis going across the Forbes. Forbes thinks about it, now back to Cernis. Look at the traffic in front of the net. They bump bodies. Goes back to Forbes, down over to. Here is Cernis again. Again, the physicality in front of the net. Keep an eye on that as they keep pushing. Even though that it's a 6-1 score. And now Brian Hook starts to get involved. Gives a couple of bumps to Ingles. Goes back to Cernis. Comes back into the corner. Losey. Losey gets cut off by Pelka. Shot wide of the net. With 12 seconds left. It'll be thrown down. Oh! McMahon was starting to celebrate early, but now it will. The perfect season is shattered. The Queen City Crowns have finally defeated the Raleigh Squall and will end the regular season above 500, and this is going to make shockwaves across the league.